Well, here we are near Colville, Ohio. Got a special guest today, Colby from Ohio University Meteorology, waiting for these storms to go up. And this one near Portsmouth is already looking good, so might try to chase that and then head back east, or just wait to see what happens with that one. Either way, supercells are forming here in southeast Ohio. Who would have thought the first storm of the year is right at home? Pretty awesome. We're gonna head to the top of the parking garage in the city, which is a really good view, and watch the storm transit the Athens area.
Yeah, there's definitely been a good little velocity couplet for the last, I don't know, half an hour we've been watching this thing. So
from our position up top the parking garage, we were able to barely see this storm coming over the horizon. So I put up the new tool in my arsenal for the 2022 season, which is the drone, which gave us an absolutely beautiful view of the west side of the city of Athens, as well as this storm as it churned its way southwest of the city. You can see the clear rotation and RFD clear slot wrapping around, and the storm's dangly bits coming lower and lower. The rain and hail core off to the right, reminiscent of a classic supercell, and oh, was this thing close to putting down a tornado. We really were standing up top this parking garage. There were actually 3 or 4 of us meteorology students up there who thought it was going to happen. But as you can see, now it's heading to the north of the city, and it kind of died. It ran into some less favorable air to the north, and unfortunately was just a severe thunderstorm at that point, and the storm began to split and began to pass away. But there was another storm coming. This is storm number 2 from the south. Not nearly as much rotation, a lot more outflowy than the first one, but still a really beautiful storm coming in. It did get a severe thunderstorm warning on it as well. And as it got closer, we realized that this one was actually heading directly towards us, so we brought down the drone and waited to intercept the storm from up top the parking garage. Look at that.
how fast that's moving.
Uh-huh. Well, we are leaving this storm as it has passed us. It still looks pretty mean in the distance. And we're heading east towards a collection of other storms. And we are in West Virginia. Upon arrival to West Virginia, we retreated to this LP supercell. Actually had a couple more transit the area. To our disappointment, back to the west, there was a tornado-warned storm that actually went right over Athens. This one had some good structure, but no tornadoes ended up touching down. We should have just stayed there the whole time, but we headed back west to watch this storm as it moved its way off to the north. Well, there it is, storm number 5 over Athens, Ohio. We are here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, overlooking the Ohio River, and a beautiful storm right in front of us. The last storm of the day, and it is incredible. Well, hello everybody from Oklahoma City. We are headed out to Enid, Oklahoma today for the first chase of 2022 in the plains. Second chase overall of the year, and it is a big one, a 15% hatched risk from Enid, Oklahoma east across I-35, and then a dry line setup possibly down near Oklahoma City later, but probably the best stuff is going to be up near Enid. Storms will go up a little early today. It's not even 1 p.m., but we are already departing for the quick hour-and-a-half drive. We are in Enid, Oklahoma. Storms are going up to the west along the dry line, so I think we're going to inch our way west towards Clio Springs, try to see which one of these becomes dominant. Well, there you go. We got ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning for the line of storms. None of the cells have become dominant yet, so we're going to just head to the point where we can see them and then stay out ahead of them. Well, I started heading south, and just as I did, the storm is already tornado warned, and we have a storm report of a funnel cloud. So as soon as we get a clear view
Well, a guy just passed me over a double yellow, and here comes the cop to give him the justice that he needs. Well, it looks like the cop was going to an accident, and there you go. That's why you don't chase like a jerk. And it looks like the accident was actually not a storm chaser. It looks like this is a farm vehicle that has gone off the road. Hopefully a storm chaser didn't push him off the road. Well, we have a funnel cloud off to my right. Tornado is forming. So there's a lot going on right now. A tornado to the right, a big funnel cloud to my right, and storms all around. This is insane. There it is, funnel cloud to the right. Funnel cloud to the right, storm coming down. About to be a tornado. Possible tornado on the ground. Lots of suction vortices going on at the moment. I cannot confirm ground circulation, but this looks like a possible tornado on the ground. Alright, so there you have it. First tornado of the year for us. And it was a bit of a one far away. It wasn't on the cell that I was tracking. It was the cell to the south, which was a really good one, and ended up being the one that produced the tornado. So we're going to keep heading east now, try to get out ahead of it. Going through Oklahoma City now. The storm is still tornado warned, has not produced anything at the moment. Here comes the big shelf cloud to end the day in Purcell, Oklahoma. The tornado warned storm that was ahead of it is about to be swallowed up by the cell. So we turn around, got a good view of this, and this will be it. This is crazy. There's just so much water on the road here in Purcell. Just an insane amount of water. I mean, it is hard to even drive through this. Like, look at that, like 2 inches of water on the road. Unreal. Hello everybody, we are currently entering the town of Altus, Oklahoma on our way to Childress, Texas. Another 15% hatched risk today. This setup is potentially a little better than the last one due to less threat of upscale, but still some threat with that. So what we're going to do is go to Childress, and then that'll allow us to play the triple point to the north or the dry line to the south. Well, it's going to be one of those chases where you question the target. We have some storms going up in the eastern mode, which was the open sector behind the warm front. But we have some storms going up near Tulia. I think this is going to be the one to target. It's going up into some backed winds. I have a feeling that that storm is probably going to be the one to chase, at least early on. So we're going to start heading towards Tulia and see what it does. Just found the chase crew from my university. There's our storm ahead of us. Unfortunately, it died. Too much cap. All right, the university crew, led by my great tornado researcher, Professor Dr. Janet Hauser, decided to go south. Everyone else is deciding to go south, and I am deciding to go south. Fingers crossed that I think this setup still has a chance of working out. As I said, the cloud cover, it's been what's been killing it. You know, this reminds me a little bit of March 28, 2020, when I was driving out to Illinois and the clouds just wouldn't lift as I drove through Ohio and Indiana. At this point, things are kind of up in the air as to whether we get a good storm or not, but still a chance of not only a storm, but a good tornado. So we will press south past Turkey, Texas, where we chased last year, saw some hail, and see what we get today. Driving down into the Caprock Canyon, which is, I think, the only interesting thing geographically about the Texas Panhandle. Cool scenery, canyons, trees, and all kinds of different things. So here it is, the Caprock Canyon. There's our storm. We're just on the north side of it. I'm pretty sure that the storm is splitting, and given straight photographs, I kind of figured something like this would happen today. So I think we need to get through this, and then hopefully the one on the right will get a right split motion to it and propagate off the photograph, and then the low-level jet will kick in and we'll get ourselves a tornado. That's asking for a couple of things, but it is possible. Well, we made it. We are actually directly under the area of rotation, but as you can see, it's extremely high-based at the moment. I think another area of rotation in there is forming. There it is in all its glory. Very high-based storm has just crossed the highway that we just came down, so we're going to go back up it a little bit and see if we can find some hailstones, because the current radar image looks like it is just dropping baseballs. Well, we got some hail, probably about 1.5 inches, I would say, are these biggest hailstones, and there are a lot of them, all different shapes, sizes, and even colors. We're just trying to keep up with the storm the best we can. It's really starting to rotate on radar. It actually looks like the storm is splitting again, and right in front of me looks like a very suspicious lowering. In fact, this might be a funnel cloud right in front of me. This might be a funnel cloud right in front of me. I see a dust swirl. There it is, dust swirl on the ground. Big dust swirl. Appears to be under the mesocyclone, but I'm not sure if I can call that a tornado, but it might be a tornado. It might be a tornado right there on the ground. Holy crap, right in front of me. Might be a possible tornado. Surrounding the area to the left, you can now see on the very left side the dust being lifted up. Maybe a landspout tornado. I mean, it's pretty big. We're gonna pull over and get a look at it. This is incredible. Look at that. So there you have it, our second tornado of the year, and our second planes chase, and this one right in front of me. That's the closest I've ever been to one. It wasn't much of one, but we'll keep following it, and hopefully we get another tornado. This is an absolute mess. We got rain wrap. We got 8 million gazillion billion chasers. Radar trucks, which we're gonna follow behind. Let that guy go. Hope we can find a spot with a good view. We're finally getting to a clearing here with no trees, so we're gonna pull up here, take advantage of that for a minute. That's what I think. It's too broad.
Now look in the middle of it, between the two kind of lowerings.
There it is, giant tornado on the ground. We are racing to get up to it, but we have a proper giant tornado on the ground. This is the type of tornado I've been waiting for, because every one I seem to get is not fully condensed and it's gustnado-y, but right in front of us on the left, if the camera's picking it up, I'm not sure, but we have a beautiful, tall cone tornado and it is on the ground. Maybe another one right here. Gonna have to turn around immediately here. Because look what's happening. Look at this dust being picked up. That is the real deal. Dusty. Alright, let's go a little south so we don't get swallowed up in whatever this is. I think we're alright, but just want to go like a little bit south just to avoid the dust. Again, this is not tornado, this is rear flank downdraft passing through. And let's just pull off to the side and watch it. Look at this. Probably 65-mile-an-hour winds right overhead, spinning the turbine even. Car's shaking a bit. Wow. And this just shows how strong of a system this is, because this is not the tornado. That was just a plume of dust from the rear flank downdraft, and now I'm sure the right side of my car is completely covered. Stupid fly. Alright, well, we're gonna have to go to Crowell and then follow it east here. This will be a little tricky being like in this RFD area, but let's continue on after it. Just look at this. Look at that. I mean, you'd think that's a tornado, but that's not what hit me. That is what I tried to avoid. It's so hard to drive in this. Hard to know what's the tornado, what's on the ground. I mean, everything is just, oh, look at this right in front of me. Look at a little gustnado. Wow. How about that? Well, there's your money's worth. That truck just got hit. Can't wait till we get to the end of this road and can go south. Get back out of this RFD, which has just been horrible. But at least it's going to clean my car from all the dust. Unfortunately, this road has just taken us through what has like consistently been the RFD. And we're kind of on the back end of it. So the tornado would be ahead of us, and we still can't really see anything because it's such a rain-wrapped mess, especially from this angle. There's just nothing, there's nothing we can do. So we'll probably exit to the south and then kind of just end the chase there, because not really much else we can do. With the way this thing is laid out, we are just stuck behind it now. I knew that would happen. Had to, you know, play it safe crossing the road. But that's all right.
Well, oddly enough, we had to head north after this. You can see the day 4 outlook all the way up in Nebraska. Same kind of thing for day 5. And the day 6 outlook all the way up in Minnesota. It is weird to be this far north in May. This is June conditions. As the days went on, it looked like South Dakota was going to be the place to be for day 4, so we drove up to South Dakota for a very early season chase that far north.
It is March, nope, it is May. It is May 7th, 2022. We are headed up to Pierre, South Dakota, today's target, for a storm that I think is going to cross the Missouri River just north of Pierre. Not a lot of river crossings today, and the storm should already be up by the time we get there, so we'll intercept it at some point east of the river. That is assuming the storm does what the model says it is going to do. So not a great tornado risk today because the moisture is just lacking. This is pretty far north for this time in May, but hopefully a sculpted supercell, something photogenic, is the hope up in Pierre, South Dakota. And all of a sudden, the storm has intensified very quick. We got a wall cloud, beautiful storm structure, and even a lowering below the wall cloud a little bit that just looks really, really suspicious.
Ooh. Man, it is windy.
Got a few interesting things going on at the moment. We are punching through another storm ahead of our main one. A little bit of small hail is falling. And we got big hail.
Oh my God.
Well, this sucks. This is going to keep us from getting to the storm that we wanted to get to. Wow, though. Well, we had to go south to break out of the rain here, unfortunately. But we have a few storm bases right ahead of us right now. 2 to the right. Both are pretty low to the ground. We're going to try to cut under these. Then there's a highway. And then we're going to go east on that highway. Well, it's getting dark. We stopped at Dairy Queen for some food, and that about concludes this chase. What an amazing day. A lot more than I thought it was going to be. Some of the best structure of the year. Actually, it is the best structure so far of the year. Possibly a chase tomorrow in South Dakota. Again, it looks kind of iffy. And then day 3, maybe in Iowa. But thinking about going and doing other stuff for a few days if the storms don't look great. But we will see. There's the possibility of a few more days of chasing here up north. But it's definitely started out well with a really beautiful storm. We'll head to our hotel and call it a night.
You were chasing them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I don't see real fast rotation. But they're seeing it. They're seeing it on radar. There's about 10 different chasers up here right now.
Oh yeah.
I live right over the road.
Oh really?
But I'm a spotter.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of hail damage on my windshield this morning. Could shovel that shit this morning. Are you on YouTube or you just... If you want to get across the river fast,
Yeah.
to the south, take Highway 8, or to the north, oh shit, they're having road construction.
So
And then you can just hop on 35 in Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin. Okay.
Right. That's interesting though.
Yeah, well, good luck to you. I'm gonna get going. So.
All right, bye.
Well, after that conversation with the friendly Minnesotan, we headed east into Wisconsin. followed the storm a little bit where it kind of died off as the evening went on. So headed back, got a hotel in Minnesota, had a couple off days after this, went to a bakery in Lindstrom, Minnesota, Swedish bakery, got some ginger snaps, because why not? A couple days later, that's Lake Superior in the background. Lake Superior in May, who ever would have thought? It's, I don't even know what to say at this point. Don't even ask. It was just a mid-May that was kind of to forget in terms of interesting storms. Had another storm finally on May 11th in Pipestone, Minnesota, southwest corner of the state. Hung out with some deer. Storm was pretty lame. Next day, chased a supercell in Redfield, South Dakota. It was decent, but again, nothing great. As I chased this one, though, a huge storm went on 100 miles to my east. It was a big derecho, long line of straight winds. And it turns out a kink had actually formed in the line, dropping a tornado, so I wanted to help clean up as well as survey some of the damage. As I got closer and closer to the town of Castlewood, South Dakota, the true extent of this tornado began to reveal itself. Here is some debris strewn way out into a cornfield. A big cleanup operation going on, as you can see. Trees down in people's yards on the outskirts of town here. This is right in downtown. So you can see big trucks coming in, taking out the trees that had been destroyed. Putting the drone up really revealed the true extent of this storm. There was a lot of damage. The high school gymnasium was destroyed. Just horrible to see this type of thing in this small town. And as you can see, the massive cleanup operation going on from the air. A lot of houses that sustained some heavy damage. This tornado ended up being ranked an EF2 by the National Weather Service. 120 mile-an-hour winds on the ground for almost 2 miles, 80 yards wide. One injury, but fortunately no fatalities. Obviously just a ton of damage here to this small town. It's something you hate to see for a small community to be hit so hard. Aside from this tornado, though, mid-May, extremely quiet. I ended up spending 4 days in Watertown playing golf because there were no storms. There was nothing to do. So from a storm chasing perspective, the grind and the struggle kind of continued. I stayed up north as we got into later May and just hoped that something interesting would finally happen.
Something cool. It's been a tough May so far. We've been way more north than we should have been and east, and you know, the setups just have not been there this May at all. It was better than 2020. I have seen a few tornadoes this year. In 2020, I didn't see any. That's how bad that year was. The magic that we've been waiting for this year, it might just be a year of patience. It's been a frustrating chase year so far. That first week was good, and ever since, haven't really had much, but we press on, and we'll see what Minnesota wants to give us today. Just north of Austin, Minnesota, watching a storm that is very high-based.
Against the wind, we were young and strong, we were running against the wind. Against
May 23rd, 2022, another break of a few days between chases, as this May has continued to be. So we'll see what happens. Looks like another day in Texas tomorrow, getting towards the end of the month now. And again, the setups continue to just be very sparse this May. It has been a rough month. But we'll see what we can get today. Just our second Texas chase of the year. Hoping for something good. Well, these storms have kind of turned into a blob. We had a bit of a wall cloud. It dissipated. We are going north and east, mostly to escape giant hail. And once we go north and east, we may drop south, because there's a cell on the south that is more right moving and might become interesting. So again, north and then east, and then maybe south. We will see. We turned around. Storm to our north on radar is hooking big. And it is possible that leaving this storm would be bad too, but the north one is hooking big, and I want to go get a look at it. There may be east escape roads out of this one. So, you know, again, it's a risk, but the north storm is looking interesting, trying to get us a tornado. All right, update. We are headed south again. So heading north ended up not working out. Storm was a mess, but we did see some really interesting rotating clouds. But now we're going to be moving south to where the funnel cloud was reported. That's the better looking storm at the moment. We are 40 miles away, so we'll see what we get. Well, our storm to the south has too much hail and is out of reach, and unfortunately it is producing the biggest tornado in like 3 years in Tornado Alley. Possible twin large tornadoes on the ground right now, huge tornadoes, and all our storm is doing is just absolutely nothing. We're heading up to it, have some modest, still a chance that this storm produces a tornado, but not looking as good on this northern storm. But unfortunately, the southern storm, too far away, too much hail to get through. Honestly, I don't know if we would have seen it anyway, because we were stuck between hail and it. But the decision to go north missed us out on possibly the best tornado of the year. So, headed north.
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, the coyotes wait.
Just unreal structure on this thing. One of the best I've ever seen. And it is moving south, about to adjust some more rain. Tornado could be happening, but honestly, even if this doesn't tornado, it doesn't matter. This is a win. This is amazing structure. This is an amazing storm. I'm going to try to get ahead of it, see what happens.
Chicken hawks are full of squawks. Deep in the heart of Texas, the oil wells are full of smell. Deep in the heart of Texas, the cactus plants are tough on pants. Deep in the heart of Texas, that's why perhaps they all wear chaps. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Badlands National Park. My first storm chase actually in a national park. This is really cool. Storm is off to the right, so we'll activate the chase mode now. It's not looking like anything crazy at the moment, but it's coming over the Black Hills. Well, here we go, driving down into the Badlands. What an insane place to storm chase. This does not happen every day. This is literally like storm chasing on a planet from Star Wars. There is the storm. Right along the incredible scenery. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
So why were you holding her hand? Is that the way we stand? We're lying all the time. Was it just a game to you? But I mean something. You know I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? Oh, I thought the world of you. I thought nothing could go wrong, but I was wrong. I was wrong. If you
We have a traffic jam. This guy is crossing the road. Here comes a couple more. This storm has gone absolutely haywire crazy with lightning, with rotation, just unbelievably powerful supercell at the moment. It is kind of headed up right on us, so we're going to go a little more east and just try to stay ahead of it. Okay, very, very difficult chasing decisions today. We have, let's pull it up. We got a front that is over right around here. So normally, you know, you'd want to target this stalled front. But you have a cumulus deck here, which it is braking a little bit on the front, which is interesting. But clear back here. So it's one of those tough chase decisions. Do you target the front still and maybe the clouds prevent a storm from happening, or do you follow what the recent model is showing, and that's for a storm to form behind the front? So, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Sometimes meteorology is really freaking hard. Today is one of those days. So much science that goes into this. We'll see what we get. Alright, doing something a little unorthodox today. All of the chasers are mostly in northeast Nebraska, along South Dakota. I am going to head to central Nebraska because, number one, there's clouds over northeast Nebraska, which inhibits storm formation, and number two, the model has a big storm going through the dead center of Nebraska right around sunset. See if this ends up working. Headed to center of Nebraska. Alright, we have our storms. They have gone up a little northeast of where I was expecting. To be honest, I thought post-frontal stuff was gonna come up through this area quicker, and it did not. This one is right on the front. So yeah, today, honestly, from the moment I woke up to today, I felt like I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's a mystery to me. We have agreed with which we have agreed. Think you have to want more than you need. Until you have it all, you won't be free. Society, you're crazy breed. I hope you're not lonely.
Alright, it is starting to chunk very big hailstones. So, we're gonna get out of here. Okay, wall cloud is directly in front of us. Unfortunately, we are going to have some road problems. If it doesn't put one down now, we have to make a detour because we are going to be out of room.
Find a bigger place. 'Cause when you have more than you think, you need more space. Society, you're crazy breed. Hope you're not lonely.
So check this out, pull over to sleep, and just the most insane lightning show going on outside right now. Literally all around. Just crazy, crazy, crazy lightning.
There's those thinking more, less is more.
Storm is going up about 10 miles to our west, already hooking on radar. But for now, we are eating soup. Spicy tortilla soup, very good. Storm has gone up fast, and it is already putting down bolts. Had lightning strike the road 2 miles in front of me. It was a big, big bolt. Looks like some scuds being pulled up into the base now. So this thing is getting going. We're in the right spot. Great. storm is tornado warned. Animals are freaking out, cows are running, birds are flying, and storm chasers are flocking to it. Just like that, the RFD completely rain wrapped it. We're gonna have to go back to the paved road to get ahead of it, because these dirt roads are already not in good condition, and unfortunately the rain's gonna make them a lot worse. So it is tornado warned, rapidly rotating, but we're gonna have to get ahead of it. Coming up on it again, had to go around with roads. Fast rotation. Well, how do you know when you're in the right spot watching a storm? I think maybe when the university radar trucks show up. If I'm in the same place they are, I've done a good job. I see rising scud, and further this way is a lowered base that I can't see over the top of the hill at the second, so we're going to try to get ahead to get a better view. Storms have gone up to our north in Campo, Colorado, so we're going to head up to those. It was tagged tornado possible earlier. We are running a bit late today, so hopefully we don't miss a tornado, but honestly the dew points look pretty low, so I think tornado is unlikely. The hope is that we get up there and we get ourselves a nice mothership right around sunset. That would be a pretty good result today. So first chase of June and first chase of Colorado of 2022.
Well, we ended up getting treated to a pretty beautiful storm, but unfortunately, something happened. I hit a big, sharp rock on a dirt road, and I got a flat tire. So, due to Twitter, and actually mainly due to radar scope, I was able to get some help. There's the flat tire. As you can see, just went completely flat pretty fast. But we ended up getting some help due to a actually chase tour that was able to come and help us change the tire. That woman there specifically was a huge help. So special thank you to Tempest Tours for helping us change the flat tire. Didn't get to chase the rest of the day, but at least we got our tire fixed. The next day we were in Lamar, Colorado, and actually we got stuck in Lamar for a couple of days because the flat tire. We finally got it fixed a few days later and we're ready to hit the road again.
Alright, it is June 6th, 2022. We are headed out of Lamar, Colorado. Finally got our tires all fixed. Going to be headed about 35 miles to the west, where the storm you see on the screen is popping up right now. Tornado threat very, very, very low, but maybe some sort of mothership structure today, maybe some hail. Should be a pretty easy chase, and then we'll set up for probably Kansas or Nebraska tomorrow.
Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. He'd rather spend his time out where the sky looks like a pearl after rain. Once again to see him walking, once again to hear him talking to the stars he makes and asking them for bus fare. Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. He'd rather play his banjo in the morning when the moon is scarcely gone.
Hello everybody, June 7th. We are headed up to Ogallala, Nebraska, running a little bit late. Storm has fired already and is already producing some hail, but it's moving towards us. We are moving towards it. It'll move east into the better moisture. Tornado threat a little iffy today, but when those low-level jet winds kick up around 0Z, which is 3.5 hours from now, I have a feeling that we may end up getting quite the mothership. Oh, here's the right side of this little mesocyclone thing. It's not really much of a mesocyclone, but looking kind of interesting here. Number one thing not to do not go under an underpass when it's storming. That is very dangerous, and disappointed to see people doing that. That's the best way to get yourself killed. Don't ever do that. Quite windy in this RFD. Truck ahead of me is having some trouble driving. And it's a blackout. Can't see anything. RFD winds are rocking us. Going to have to go south. Here's your area of circulation. We did have a couple people report tornadoes, so perhaps a circulation has officially touched down. But as far as my perspective goes, I didn't see anything actually touch down. Take a look at this. Giant cloud coming right up on us. This is all outflow area of the storm. As Colorado often does, awesome, awesome storm going on right now. Another possible tornado. Looked like maybe rotation. Right under there.
In the dawn, the subway's coming. In the dawn, I hear him humming some old song he wrote of love in Boulder Canyon. Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. Guess he'd rather be in Colorado. Guess he'd rather work out where the only thing you earn is what you spend. In the end, up in his office, in the end, a quiet cough is all he has to show. He lives in New York City.
Hello everybody, we're in the beautiful city of Regina, Saskatchewan for my first ever Canadian chase. Gonna be driving about 5 hours to the town of Govenlock, which is right where Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Montana all meet, so another kind of triple border chase, but staying north of the border on this one. So pretty excited about this. It's a lot harder chasing in Canada than in the United States. There were kind of two targets today. One was north and pretty close to where like the taiga forest begins. So we're going for the better terrain and the better storm relative helicity for maybe a mothership. Maybe we get lucky and see a tornado. Who knows what's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting day of chasing though, and pretty excited to have my first chase here in Canada. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Canada, folks. We have a literal moose in front of our storm. No way. Wow. A literal moose. Holy crap. And just like that, the storm is dead on the left side of the screen, and we are headed back. It is 8:12, but chasing this far north, we have daylight. But wow, what a chase today. It ended up being really, really good. This is some amazing chase territory. This was just incredible. So tomorrow looks really good in southeast Saskatchewan into southwest Manitoba. And the tornado threat looks better tomorrow than today. Today was kind of the day before the day. So hopefully we get ourselves a Canadian tornado. We're here in Melville, Saskatchewan, bubbling cumulus along the warm front. We have a storm going up 40 miles to the southwest. We're going to monitor that one. Right now, sky is looking pretty good. Storm is starting to intensify. I've observed a few cloud-to-ground lightning bolts, and it looks like there may be some hail falling in there, as the rain core has probably tripled in width, and storm is starting to get more of a base on the left side, rain-free base. So it's taken a bit of a while to get started, but it is early. It's only 4:40, and we have plenty of time for this thing to get going, so starting to look pretty good. Possibly a tornado. Possibly, but it's hard to tell.